ओके स्टार्ट करते हैं. A very good afternoon all. I am Manoj Yadav, Dinagar. Welcome to President Dr. K. Modi Foundation, Dr. D.K. Modi sir, Chief Mentor Dr. R.K. Khandal sir, VP Captain Rajiv Saxena sir, and dignitaries, directors of various institutions, and our director Dr. Amitabh Rai sir, and faculty members, and all the students present over here on this webinar. Before starting webinar, I would like to introduce our panelists. My panelists are Shraddha Vishnoi, Akanksha Srivastava, Subhi Agrawal, and Yash Sharma, all of the PGM first year batch. And my guest speaker, Sisti Giri, CMD alumni of batch 2014 and 16. She is working with Webtels Electrosoft Private Limited as a senior HR executive. Topic of the today's session is employee empowerment. In this session, we will come to know what is employee empowerment, why empowerment is necessary, and how it is helpful for increasing organizations' productivity and development. Employee empowerment reduces the employee turnover and increases the retention and reduces. Employee empowerment becomes so necessary, and I would like to say Ms. Shraddha Vishnoi. He will take on further. She will take on further.
Thank you. And all present over here today. My name is Shraddha Vishnoi. I am here to present on the topic employee empowerment. Before starting my topic, I would like to thank Mr. Manoj sir for giving us this opportunity. Thank you, sir. Now I am going to introduce the employee empowerment. Before explaining employee empowerment, I will explain what we are here to discuss in this webinar. There are some topics, introduction and definition of employee empowerment, process of employment, importance of employment, challenges of employee empowerment, and case study on Axis Bank which is related to employee empowerment. Now I will explain introduction to employee empowerment. What is introduction to employee empowerment? Employee empowerment is the process of giving employees in the organization the power, authority, responsibility, resources, freedom to take decisions and solve work-related problems. In empowerment, we give some authority and responsibility to the organization, to the employees of the organization who work according to them for the organization. In order to take such incentives and decisions, they are given adequate authority and resources. The empowered employees become self-directed and self-controlled. Employment focus on employees to make use of their full potential. In this, we give some self-control to the employees who are working in the organization. Through this, they give their full potential to the organization, how to work in the organization. They share their new ideas, innovative ideas to the organization. If they have a self-control and self-direction. Now, empowerment means giving up control on employees and letting every employee make decisions, set goals, accomplishing, recording, and receiving rewards. It means making a person able to manage by himself. In this, we check the how many persons are able to manage their work by themselves and how much capable they are of doing the work. It is a process for helping right person at the right level to make the right decision for the right reason. In this, we check that how person is working, or is it that person is right or not for his or her job. Is he is performing all the functions correctly or not? This allocation of authority is not based on the concept of delegation based relation. In empowerment, it is a true based relationship. In empowerment, we give authority and responsibility. They are not a delegation based relationship, but they are truth based relationship, which is essential between management and employees. It is continuous process. In in management, we trust our employees before giving them responsibility and authority, and it is a continuous process. Employment is the process of shifting authority and responsibility to other in the organization setting. Empowerment takes place when higher management transfer the power, authority, responsibility to lower level employees. It means we give some authority and responsibility to the lower level of the employees, through which we can check how much potential lower level employees have and what they can perform in our future for the organization. Shifting of authority and responsibility to the workers is made to take over the charge of the work they do. We want to charge that how much work they are doing and they are self potential or not. They are active in the organization or not. The concept of shifting of power authority is very simple in the sense that the person who has been doing job for years together develop through ideas, knowledge over the job and keep everything under his grip. In this, we give the authority and responsibility to that person who is already working in that field, through which that person can involve his ideas, innovation in that field and generate a benefit for the organization and make his or own grip in that organization. Now, if such person is giving overall charge of the work he does, with educate, authority, and responsibility, he can take decision on his own for accomplishing of the job. Through this, they can develop their position in the organization and help to the organization to collecting the task. Now, empowerment relates to individual development and the development of organization as well. Through this, they can develop their own identity, own they can collect their own identity, their internal skills which they want to perform in the organization. They can develop each and everything for their own benefit also as well as for the organization. Empowerment as a process of passing authority and responsibility to lower level employees is introduced in organization. This process is introduced in the organization that top level will give some authority and responsibility to the lower level of the employees. Like we can say that in medical system, this task is going on, and in Tata Information System. Employee empowerment is the work setting means giving employees the means and ability, authority to do something. In it involves efforts to take full advantage of organization human resource by giving everyone more information and control over how they perform their job. Employee empowerment is the process of sharing power with employees, thereby enhance their confidence in their ability to perform their job and their beliefs that they are influence contribution to the organization. Through this, every person can in the organization can improve their beliefs in the organization. That organization is also giving them a task and some responsibility. Through this, they can improve their confidence, self confidence, and many organizations follow team structure which have been paved the way for empowerment of the employees. In this, team structure has been good that top level and middle level and lower level. Three levels will cooperate with each other and middle level will give some work to the lower level and top level will give some work to the middle level. Through this, they all can get the chance to prove themselves and how they are effective and is they all are able to take a promotion in the organization. It means through empowerment we give chance to each and every person of the organization. Empowerment would be all the more necessary to speed up the process of decision making, make use of environmental opportunities, and to serve the customer and society better. In the next slide, before next slide, I will explain something that empowerment should not be confused with delegation of authority. Both are different. Empowerment and delegation of authority both have different point of views. In delegation of authority, delegation is granted of authority by a superior to a subordinate for a specific purpose, such as buying specific material from a specific purpose, such as buying specific material from a specific vendor. If we buy a specific thing from a specific vendor, it is a delegation. We are taking it to that material we are taking from specific vendor only. But in empowerment has a wider scope because the subordinate is given adequate authority to freedom to select the type of material from the vendor. Employees think it is the best because through if we take a if we take a if we take some information from the employees and take some ideas from the employees, we get more and more better ideas and new and innovative ideas from the employees through which we can generate more benefit for the organization. Now, I will explain definitions of employee empowerment. Employee empowerment is defined as the way in which organization provides their employees with a certain degree of authority and control in their day-to-day activities. If we are giving some responsibilities and authority to the employees, but then also we have to that if we are giving a responsibility to a lower level, then also top management has to check or middle level have to check what they are performing in their day-to-day activities. Second, a key principle of employee empowerment is providing employees the meaning for making important decisions and helping ensure those decisions are correct and not. Through that, they check whether they are performing their tasks properly or not, if they are taking right decision or not, they are compatible with doing that work or not. All these things are checked by the middle level or top level if task is given to the lower level. In empowerment, we give responsibilities and authorities, but then but after that also we have to check that they are doing well or not. Now, thank you, and I would like to share give now Shubhi Agarwal.
Thank you, Shraddha. Now I will continue with the one quote given by Jack Welch. No company, small or large, can win over the long run without energized employees who believe in the mission and understand how to achieve it. In next, we will talk about process of empowerment. Empowerment is a complex process because of involvement of human beings whose nature itself is quite complex. Being a process, empowerment includes a number of stages. These stages are as follows. First is recalling and depowering of empowering experiences. The empowerment does not occur through rigid prescription by an organization. It evolves over the period of time with experience. Therefore, there is a need for calling events that show depowering as well as empowering. While events showing empowering, we reinforce events showing depowering need change through empowerment. Next is identifying reasons for lack of empowerment. This says that after identifying the events that show lack of empowerment, it is required to identify the reasons of lack of empowerment. Often the reasons of lack of empowerment lie either in organizational process or in an employee himself or both. Various organization process like delegation of authority, communication system, and control system may work here against employee. The reasons for lack of empowerment may lie here. Similarly, some of the reasons for lack of empowerment may use as employee self-esteem as their effects is prescription about depowering and empowering employees. Employees with high self-esteem tend to see organizational process as empowering, while those with low self-esteem tend to see as depowering. Third is choosing one issue or problem project to work on. It means that after identifying the reasons from the work, the lack of empowerment, concrete steps have to be taken for overcoming the lack of empowerment. From this stage, it is quite possible that there are several areas in which depowering events happen. It is mainly not where it happens. However, this is the time when the best strategy to make an issue select and the first issue which is easier to tackle. This may be followed by more difficult issues in that order. The basic advantage for the strategy is that the organization gets experience of empowerment, which actions can be taken, applied in critical issues for more effectively. Next is fourth point, identifying potential power bases. The potential power bases means from this stage, the potential power bases should be identified. The power is the capacity to influence others, which can be acquired by an individual in any different bases known as power bases. Bases of power may be of two types. Identifying potential power bases or personal power bases. Next is developing and implementing action plans. Developing and implementing action plans means the identification of potential power bases, and the organization should initiate the employment and implementation of action plans for empowerment. Empowerment exercise should be undertaken either on individual basis or team basis. However, the present team empowerment and creation of empowerment teams. There are the four ways using a power of irrespective the basis from which it is derived. These are first increase in one's power base. Second is enact power to make things happen through others. C challenge the power base of others, and last is increase in the power base of others. Since there are the organizational and personal basis of power, things may change and both at these levels. At the personal level, the training and development activities can be undertaken to enable employees to assure more power. And at the organizational level, the changes may be brought through organizations which are responsible for de-empowerment. In the next slide, we talk about importance of employee empowerment. The importance of empowering employees is clear with the benefits of empowering employees are understood. While there are many areas in which empowerment provides a positive impact, and these includes five of the perhaps are more recognizable. First is quality of work produced. When the autonomy that allows them to make a difference to product or service outcome, the employer will produce higher quality of work. The finished products become a matter of personal pride and the benefits for both the customer and the employee, which will become self-evident. The next benefit of the organization of increasing quality is a respective neutral in customer loyalty, which leads to increase in revenue. This means when the quality of work is produced from the employees, it means higher quality of work and higher gains, and higher work is produced from the quality. Next is satisfied employees. Satisfied employees means various studies have been shown that empowered employees are more satisfied in their work and less likely to seek employment elsewhere. This decreases to employment cost and need for training of new staffs. In one study, it is also seen that 7 in 10 employees rate that empowerment is important to engage in their work and their employer. One of the example as Toyota. Toyota is another organization that has empowerment culture. It hands over responsibilities, identifying and solving production problems to solve floor employees. They are encouraged to solve problems to its shop floor employees rather than to freight symptoms. And management knows that workers are best positioned to do so. The responsibility runs so deep that any worker can halt the production line. It also conducts that anonymous employee satisfaction survey every 2 years, and the latest result shows that the employee satisfaction in all the areas is the highest it has ever been in between 62.9% and 73.9%. And next point is collaboration grows. The collaboration grows when means when the increase in confidence, employees are more willing to share information and best practices with others. Honesty and openness increase, and this directly impacts the ability to people to work as a part of team. Participation becomes more active And this greater collaboration within self feed through to organization capacity to achieve strategic goals. When collaboration from every employee has been increased, then it make to certain goal and can be achieved. Next is productivity increases. The productivity increases means as the confidence of employees and self-esteem grows, and it more quality focused and collaborative approach takes hold. Productivity with increase, people who are accountable of their work becomes owners of process and product and energy to do better jobs. Organizations have discovered the importance of empowering employees will find that waste is eliminated, bureaucracy is removed, and the time is spent more efficiently. Now, this is can be studied by Pope Zenger Folkman. It can be empowerment that leads to low effort. Folkman found that only 4% of employees put in extra effort for the empowerment and is low, which tend to rises to 67% when employment feels empowered. Next is employee empowerment reduces cost. Cost will be reduced across the organization. It empower force and is more satisfied with their job and career path, and staff and turn falls accordingly. Retention rate rises and it reduces the customer training cost fall and experience remains in house. Operations become more efficient and productivity increases. Solutions to customer complaints are more actively and to customer loyalty increases. This reduces the cost of marketing and finding new customers. This whole scenario says that importance in any of the employees empowerment and can be used as how they are using it and how the employees in their working can be scheduled. That's all from my side. Thank you. Now Yash will take over.
Thank you, Shubhi. For now, I will discuss about the employees in the most equal cultures see fewer barriers to innovating. This figure represents the percentage of respondents who, when asked what prevents them from innovating their organization, selected or nothing stopped me from innovating. It simply 40% represent most equal employees, and 21% represent typical, and 7% represent least equal. So if the benefits are so clear, then what stands in the way of employee empowerment? Here are some of the most common obstacles. In the next slide, we will discuss about the challenges faced by employee empowerment. So the first point is laziness. This represents, to be fair, it takes a lot of efforts to create an environment that promotes employee empowerment is not an easy for a leader in the beginning of the process. Second point is fear of position loss. Leaders who are lower management positions can sometimes fear that if their employees are empowered, then they will lose their leadership position. Inconsistency inconsistency in this it re, uh, in this there are two types of inconsistencies. First, there are two levels of inconsistency that can occur. First, leader may be afraid that their employees will make inconsistent decisions that will lead to customer dissatisfaction. Let's take an example. If one employee makes the choice to handle a problem one way for a customer, but another employee makes the opposite decision, later on that customer can become very dissatisfied with the service they were provided. The second instance of inconsistency is when the leader is not consistent enough in their efforts to promote empowerment. It is necessary for a leader to stay the course and not deviate back towards. Uh, the fourth point is reliance on programs. Empowerment programs are not particularly effective for all workers because empowerment need to be tailored to fit the specific working environment. Leaders who rely on these types of things have probably seen that they are not particularly effective for any type of program. And in the next slide, fifth point is lack of clear empowerment goals. Leaders that have different definitions of empowerment than their employees would not be able to achieve anything substantial. Both employers and employee need to be clear on what sorts of empowerment goals they are reaching toward. Be more empowered is not a clear enough goal. Instead, recommended alternative solutions or handle small tasks on your own are clear goals to reach for it. Six point is wrong perception. Sometimes leaders imagine that customers and employees are both convincing and are working against the company. Because of this, they are more hesitant to allow employees to make their own decisions. If the customer tricks the employee, they might make a costly mistake. If the employees are working against the company, they might make decisions that counter to what best for the company. Seventh point is working rules. Employees that are very stuck in the specific roles of their job will not be as willing to become empowered. Roles that are highly rigid or and structured can keep the employees from wanting to go the extra mile or take more steps to get things done on their own. Eighth point is lack of training. In this, inadequate training leads to confusion, frustration, and anger for employees who are asked to change but not given the tools. And the ninth point is lack of trust. A poor relationship between the management and the labor will slow or prevent acceptance of empowerment. 10th point is poor communication. Poor communication supports a lack of trust in organization. It can lead to unclear expectations. When a team has unclear expectation, they revert to the previous known way of doing business. It affects on this. 11th and the next point is in the next slide. Uh, Incongruent organizational culture. Empowerment succeed when the culture of the organization is open and receptive to change. An organizational culture is largely created through the philosophies of senior managers and their leadership traits and behaviors. If the philosophy of senior management is authoritarian in nature, it will impede empowerment of employees. In such a scenario, authority tends to centralize at the top and employees do not get involved in decision making at lower levels. Unless this type of organizational culture is changed, empowered will be neither effective nor possible. And next point is rigid control system. Many organizations design control systems on the premises that people cannot be relied upon even for minor matters. Such control system reduce employees to change to nothing but cogs in the wheel. This leads to creation of monotonous work environment in which employee will initiate are forced to stifle their leadership qualities, curb emergence of creative ideas, and to conform to the dictates of organization. Employment cannot be urged in or become effective unless such rigid systems are done away with. And the last but not the least, inadequate delegation of authority. In many organizations, superiors hesitate to delegate authority to their subordinate for a variety of reasons. They include superiors' love for authority, lack of confidence in the ability of subordinate, fear of exposure, criticism for the faulty working of subordinates. This result in the concentration of authority in the hands of a few individuals at the top, thereby depriving lower level employees of the such needed authority. Unless this situation is changed, employees will not feel empowered. Now, Akansha will continue. Over to Akansha.
Okay, sir. Good afternoon, one and all present here. My name is Akanksha Shrivastava, and I will be continuing this case study related with the Axis Bank, which shows the relationship between empowerment and job satisfaction. This case study aims to investigate the concept of empowerment and examine the relationship between empowerment and job satisfaction among the employees of Axis Bank. I will be telling you about the introduction of Axis Bank. Axis Bank is the third largest private sector bank in India. The bank offers the entire spectrum of financial services to customer segment covering large and mid corporate, MSME, agriculture and retail businesses. The bank has a large footprint of 2,589 domestic branches, including extension counters and 12,355 ATMs spread across the country, and as on 31st March 2015. The overseas operation of the bank are spread over 9 international offices with the branches at Singapore, Hong Kong, Dubai, at the DIFS, Colombo and Shanghai, representatives office at Dhaka, Dubai and Abu Dhabi, and an overseas subsidiary at London, UK. The international offices focus on the corporate lending, trade, finance, Axis Bank is one of the first new generation private sector bank to have begun operation in 1994. The modern era is marked by a cutthroat competition in the marketplace. The market situation, technology, labor, work environment, and work culture are changing very rapidly. Hence, survival in market may depend on skilled, knowledgeable, committed, hardworking, and satisfied employees. To retain existing and attracting potential candidates have high dedication towards work is the key success for any organization, including the banking sector. There are some investigation and concept of employee in the next slide. It investigates the concept of employee empowerment and examine the relationship between structural employees empowerment and job satisfaction in the Jordan pharmaceutical companies. The result reveals a statistically significant positive relationship between structural employees empowerment and job satisfaction in the Jordan pharmaceutical companies. The study recommends that the management should give the high attention for employees empowerment in different organizations in general. Mr. Vikramjit and Syed Uf Zafar in 2014 in their study on human resource management practices and its impact of employees' job satisfaction in private sector bank reported that human resource management practices uh, like training, performance appraisal, teamwork, and compensation have significant impact on job satisfaction of employees. In the study, information on their satisfaction with the different dimensions of organizational work environment was collected and analyzed. The 40% of respondents were satisfied with their training and development which they get from the organization. That means their training is lacking and employee empowerment is difficult to implement. So it appears that a little over 50% of respondents were content with the nature of job, which include flexibility, workload on the employer, working hours, etc. Those who were not content often felt overloaded with the work of different kind in addition to their own work. Around half, 48% of the respondents employees were happy and satisfied with the relationship with their colleagues at the workplace. This felt that is a healthy sign of development of an organization. So last is job security is a factor which always motivates employees. Employees feel more empowered if their job is secure. In Axis Bank, it is found that 60% of employees feel secured about their jobs. Most of the employees were satisfied with the welfare measure at the workplace as they express of having no anxiety, tension, and breakdown of emotions in dealing with their superior and subordinates. Now I will conclude this case study. The analysis from collected data signifies that the employees in the Axis Bank, please change the slide. Collected data signifies that the employees in the Axis Bank cultivate differential level of satisfaction across organizational variables such as training and development, nature of job, internal personal relationship, job security, communicate, autonomy, chance to do things for other people, reward and recognition, attitude of superiors, role clarity, feeling of accomplishment, chance to implement on ideas, freedom of judgment, chance of advancement, satisfaction and dissatisfaction suggest that factors of nature of work, job security, attitude of superiors, and role clarity are more significant in determining job satisfaction. And empowerment of employee of the Axis Bank. It can be pointed out that improvement in organizational variables, most particularly in performance appraisal system, promotional strategies, position status, and related rewards, etc., enhance job satisfaction and morale of employees in the Axis Bank. That's all from my side. Thank you. Now I am over to you, sir.
Thank you, Akanksha, and thank you, my all panelists, given the wonderful and a very good discussion over here regarding employee empowerment. I think employee empowerment is very necessary each and every organization, and it should be taken on a primary basis because of an empowered employee should get feel very much attached with the organization, and he or she give his her 100% to the organization. If employee is given his or 100% for the organization, he or she is more satisfied with the organization and organization's product. It increases the organization's productivity. That's why employee empowerment is necessary to all of the organization. And uh, regarding these inlights of the, I would like to call Ms. Srishti Giri, that enlightening the employee side, what is the benefit of the employee side of the employee empowerment, and as well as what is the benefits of the organization side of the employee empowerment. Yes, over to Srishti Giri.
Thank you so much. So first of all, I would like to introduce myself to all of you. So I was the alumni of the CMD batch 14-16, and during my academic, I have opted HR as a major subject. I'm now moving towards the career. Like I have a 4 years of experience. Currently, I'm associated with Microsoft. So this is a software company, years old company, and here I'm associated as a senior HR executive. Now, before proceeding anything, I would like all the faculty or the director sir, Arya sir, all the students who have like prepared all this and for giving me such opportunity to speak on this employee empowerment, the topic, the experience, whatever I have. It's like, see, I started my career from a small company, the Ramtel, and here. So whatever I am here, it's all because of the college. So now the students, they have like presented their PPTs. I have gone through all of them. So now the employee empowerment, the word says itself that empowering the employees. Now the current generation, the current scenario, like firstly the market was something the customer oriented. Firstly it was a company oriented, then it became the customer oriented, and now the current scenario is somewhere the employee oriented, because if someone who is in touch with the customers, the clients, is the employee, not the top management, not the middle management. It's the employee who is interacting with the client, who is giving the services, who is bringing the material, bringing the profit to the company. So now every company has its game changer, the individual who work very hard for the for the benefits, for the profits and everything, the individual, the employees. So the question arises, what the company is doing for them, what exactly we are up to, what exactly the top management, the HRs are up to for that single individual employee. See, the company, the competitors are getting aggressive day by day. they are so much aggressive. They are willing to hire the good companies, good employee of the company. So the management need to see around it who are the employees we can bear losing them, and who are there which we can't even think of it. So that individual employee, that person, we need to think for them. So now here comes the employee empowerment. Like we need to motivate the employees, we need to encourage them for the various things. So employee empowerment, it varies based on the organization culture and the work design. Because see, without the work culture, we can't indulge this employee empowerment in any company. So it is based on the concept of the job enlargement and the job enrichment. So there is a difference between the enlargement and the enrichment. Like you all have been knowing about this. So the enlargement is something, the changing the scope of the job. Like just an example, there is a person in the bank who is only working as a cashier point. But if we enlarge the job, if we enlarge the work of that person can even work on depositing the check or anything. So that is something we have enlargement the job, the work of the employee. So here comes the empowerment. We have empowered that employee to do this as well as this work. So somehow that person will be motivated. Now the second that I said, that the enrichment. So enrichment is something which we can see a depth of the job. Like there are few type of thing which just an example, the hiring or a particular work can't be done by everyone, but yes, it can be if a proper training guidance is given to an employee. So that is enrichment. So if we enrich a person's job by a proper training, by a proper guidance, so that against comes the employee empowerment. So I guess Yash has quoted that there are some negative aspects also. uh, Everything has the negative as well as positive aspects. The positive, it will be directly coming on the productivity of the company, the productivity of the goods or anything. So there is negative work also, like you all quoted, that the laziness, the foremost, the insecurity of the managers. What happened? Just an example. If you guys also, if it's a human nature, it's a human tendency. If we are habitual of doing something, and if we are sharing that a piece of work with XYZ person, coming on such time, there will be a time when we will be, or the person will be insecure that अच्छा ठीक है, अब तो ये बंदा भी ये कर रहा है, now what about us, अब हमारा क्या, might be the person will be thinking कि now what next. So now here comes the management need to interfere here. The middle person who is enriching the lower person. Now there should be a concept, agar if I am like giving a piece of work to my junior, then I would be free from that work. Now that tension or that burden is over for me. Now I can look on the other part of the work. I can concentrate on the other part of the work. So now this part is missing in the company, in the culture, because the person are very much like insecure about their own jobs, about their own work. They are not focusing what next, what the better aspect can be there. So see, there are the companies who are working very hard on this empowerment, like Zappos. They are they are strongly working on this, like because they are directly like paying attention to the customer experience for a good reason. So now the CEO has given all the power to the employees to do anything right to help the customer. Now see, intervention is stopped. Till some point intervention is stopped, so now the employee can work fully hard or in the full ground, in the free ground, to help the customers. So now directly indirectly customers will be happy, employee will be happy, productivity will be increased, the service will be the first class. Now the John Lewis, the company. So now here what happened, the company, they are the employee of the company, they are called a partner. So they are not called an employee of a company, they are called a partner of the company. So see here, this sentiment is like somewhere connected in this. If the company is asking the employees for the decision, like they're asking the partners, the company, to come to intervene in the decision. They're asking to listen about the topics, about the
senior management discussion, so that they can also give their decision, or they can also give their a point in that. So see, these kind of things which are there, which is very much essential, that, and it really, it like, for the productivity, for anything, it matters a lot. And the employee empowerment is not only is concerned till like the giving the amount of the responsibility, giving the decision making power. It's something, if a company is giving ear to the employee, like, see what happened, if you will be giving an ear to a person, if you are a good listener, the point is there, like a many problem could be solved at the same point, a many thing can be solved at the same point. If a junior, if a like a first staff can be heard, like if he or she can share the problem with the middle management, top management, the person will feel himself happy that yes, I, like, the company is listening to me, I can put my decision, I can put my point on the and such things. So this is not only like limited till somewhere the you can say the decision making, or somewhere giving the bonus or something. It connects from various point, like आप बोल सकते हो कि इसमें incentives are also the part of this. The listening is also a part of this. So the company somewhere, there are the company who's very much lacking in this also, because still the same old funda is there कि ठीक है, the top management need to take all the decisions. See, here the things are that many of time the things are delayed just because of this. The top management, a simple work need to get verified from 3 different levels: the supervisor, the team leader, the management and all. So the things get delayed. Now here in this situation, the corona situation, where we are facing a lot of things, the company is somehow, it's like where we are talking about the employee empowerment, directly or indirectly the employees are getting empowered, just because now all the works can't be seen or checked by xyz person, the levels, the management and everything. So somehow the leaders, the employees are giving such degree of freedom to check the things, to proceed the things. So the same situation, I think, what we are like doing right now in such situation, when we are okay, when we are good, when we are running the business in a full fledged, we can use these things at that time also. This will encourage the employee, this will bring a drastic change in the long run into day to day business and everything. So this was all from my side. So I would thank for this.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Tigri. And you have given such a very knowledgeable insight, enlightening regarding employee empowerment. Just I am asking one thing. I would like to uh, uh, just a very short comment. I would like to from your side. Okay, if happy, one thing is that a happy employee is a productive employee. Very short comment is needed from your side on this phrase. Happy employee is productive employee. How would you
Yes,
like
sir.
to see that a happy employee is productive employee?
See, so before, like, I have started this communication, I have said that now the market, this in a current scenario is employee oriented. It's now
Yes.
nowhere the company oriented, or you can say the market or the customer oriented. It's the employee oriented. See, just an example, if you are happy with your current situation, the current work, then only you will give your full productivity to the college. If I'm happy with the current situation of the company, if I'm empowered by such an xyz decision making for xyz salary and everything, if I'm happy, I will give my 100% to the company. What happened, like, we have a shift of 7 to 8 hours or 9 hours. Okay, what the employer
Yes.
do, okay, it's a something which we have to go to the office, we have to do xyz. या तो उसे 2 घंटे में कर लो आप, या तो उसे आप full like 7 to 8 या 9 hours में कर लो आप, ठीक है. It's something. But if the same work, like if you are asking, if I'm asking to my junior, this is a piece of work, you are free, do xyz thing in 1 or 2 hours, and you may leave for the day, or you can do your xyz work. Just imagine, if the same work, if an employee of a person is doing in a whole 9 hours, and if I'm giving such and such thing, like, okay, ye wala kaam, you do this part of the job, then you are free for doing any other thing, or you can leave for the day. See, that 9 hours work, that same person is doing in a 2 hours or 3 hours. That doesn't mean that in the normal days the person is not giving attention, or not doing the work in a right way. But the only thing is that he or she has been given a motivation, the happiness which he or she will get from the time which is free. So I guess you can correlate with this.
Okay, thank you. Uh, Thank you, Ms. Giri. You have given such a good insight to employee empowerment. And I'm saying that just you have mentioned how much time you are spending, how much your leisure you are getting free from all the work done by your duties, responsibilities, and those all which have you given to all. How much time is spare for you? How much time you are giving your leisure? How much time you're giving to your family, and how much time to
I guess you are asking
spending?
about the the
No, no, just I
basically
am given the comment. No, 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 I'm not asking anything. Just I am saying that as per your opinion, how much time you are spending on yourself that is spare from the working hours, right? Just I am saying that.
see the sir, that I have given an example to you. Okay, now the second
Yes,
example
yes.
with about the first question, the incentives. See, the sales team are getting the incentives. There are many companies, like just quoting example of the HUL, Hindustan Unilever. Okay,
You need, yeah.
so yeah, see, they have a plan of the incentives. They are getting they are giving incentives of the quarterly as well as the monthly incentives. Okay, see, a person is doing the same work, the XYZ incentive is there for every month. Okay, now the employee is completing incentive in all the 3 months. He or she is getting the incentives in all the 3 months, and now for the whole 3 months, the quarterly also, they are getting the incentive of total of the 3 months. So see, here the employee is happy. He or she is completing his task in every month also. Apart from that, he has been rewarded for all the 3 months. Second example is about the Asian Paint. Asian Paint is the largest company in the paint industry.
So now they see there is a negative aspect that they don't have the work-life balance. Okay, they don't have any
Yes, yes.
work-life balance. Sometimes it happens that the employee are there like till 2 o'clock in night, 1 o'clock in night. But when it comes to pampering the employees, trust me, they are pampering the employees like a child for anything. Like
Is demanding XYZ. Either it is into the financial terms, how much they can help, it's up to them. Or if like something, if an employee is waiting till 1 o'clock in the night, the company is taking full responsibility of everything. The person, when should the person leave, about the meals, about the foods, about the incentives, about the extra work, about everything. See, if these things are given, then only employees waiting for like till night 1 o'clock. There is no culture, there is no timing like where they have mentioned that you have to sit in the office till 1 o'clock till 2 o'clock. There is nothing like that. But yes, they are pampering their employees so much that the employee is giving their personal life, personal time to the company. So the second is that whenever you will be like, if a person, like, they are not given the hometown, first of all, they are not given the hometown, they have to shift other places. So now whenever they are shifting or whenever they are moving to their hometown for the leaves of 10 days, 15 days, all the things, the expenses, everything is taken care by the company. So see, there are small things for such a large company. This is very small thing. The profit what individual employee is giving in a day is somewhere 80 lakhs, 90 lakhs, 1 crore. A single employee is giving, they have a closure, they have a weekly closure, so they are giving, a single employee is giving a closure of 1 crore, the profit of 1 crore to the company. So for them, doing this thing is a very small thing. But yes, for an employee who is giving the entire life, a very big time of his life or tenure, is a very like, he is getting a lot from the company. For him, this small things is very large. So the happy employee
increase.
Happy employee, productive employee. Hello.
Yes, you can say that, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Giri. Thank you. Thanks a lot being with us. Thank you. Happy employee, the productive employee, as Ms. Giri said, she has given a lot of evidences against him. And now come to the time is come to the conclude the webinar related with employee empowerment. And all the discussion come at the conclusion that after all the discussion, we have find something that an empowered employee is the attached employee. You can say the attached in the productive employee for the organization, and you can say the trustworthy employee of the organization, and an organization can relying upon that or employee, and that's why he or she can give his maximum efforts in productivity, in development, in development of the organization, productivity of the organization, and also he know that he or she know that they are very much secured over there, and they are doing well, and they are, and also they are recognized it, not doing only well, and they are also recognized it. Recognition as in terms of employee empowerment, and these outcomes are our today's session. And now I would like to call our visionary director, Dr. Amitabh Roy, for vote of thanks.
Thank you, Professor Manoj. Thank you very much. See, you have narrated the question that a happy employee is a productive employee. Yes. See, empowerment is directly related with the content of a job of a person. Every empowerment gives an autonomy to an individual to perform his job freely. See, this is also an empowerment when we give an authority to an individual to perform his job in the way he wishes to. Ultimately, achievement of goal is important. So if a goal is clearly defined to me, and I know what job has to be done, and I would like that there has to be a sufficient freedom for me or autonomy for me to perform the job, then obviously it will give a greater satisfaction to me in doing that job. So obviously satisfaction is somewhat very much related with the happiness, and this happiness will displayed in my productivity as well. So empowerment makes people to an extent happy, and it makes productive. And especially empowerment is very important when we feel that an employee is well developed, well trained, and he is willing to perform the tasks given to him, and the goal which has been, or target which has been defined by the bosses or the management is very much clear to him. Okay. He's a mature employee in other way. So in that case, empowerment is really very important. As Srishti has very well said that now we are moving toward the concept of stakeholdership. An employee who has given his life for the organization, he is continuously putting his effort for the organization, he is needed, there is a need to genuinely empower him, right? So if we empower an employee, obviously she has told about the concept of partnership. Employees are real partner of any organization, and if the stakeholder or promoter of organization consider them as a true stakeholder, they will really empower them, right? Only in the case when the employee is underdeveloped, undeveloped, unwilling, then in that case empowering such an employee or a group of employees would be a question, right? So it's a very apt topic that you have taken up in the time when we are dealing with a lot of complex technologies and specialists who are working in the team. In their cases, empowerment is really important. So with this, I really thank Professor Manoj and the group of students who have presented here on the topic of webinar empowerment, employee empowerment. And I really thank you for enlightening all the group who are present here. My special thanks to our esteemed alumni of 1416 batch, Ms. Srishti Giri. Not only that she has joined us at a very short request, short notice for this webinar, but also she had been always helping CMD in terms of summer project of the students and placement. I'm really thankful to you, Srishti, for the contribution you are making toward your alma mater, CMD especially. At the same time, I express my sincere thanks to all eminent dignitaries of Dr. K.N. Modi Foundation, our IT head, Manish sir also, for being with us. I'm thankful to all my faculty members, students, thankful to faculty from KMEC, Abhishek sir, and all, A.N. Yadav sir, who were present in this webinar. And their presence has really motivated us and encouraged us to organize the things in a better way. Thank you, sir. Thank you all. Thank you.